Welcome back to another Unscrewed Mind podcast highlight. This one is taken from episode 17, where Rusty and I are talking about how to ignore your reality. If you have not listened to that episode yet, I've got a link in the description below this video, so click the link and check it out. I was going to tell you just to use YouTube to search for Ignore Your Reality and find our video that way, but I had to scroll down for at least 45 seconds before I found our thumbnail. So quick tip, add Unscrewed to Ignore Your Reality, and we are the number one result. Great job, team. Before we get into the highlight, I wanted to give you a quick update on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Earlier this week, I posted a video where I was talking about how I was going to use the manifestation technique scripting to hit our overarching goal of 1,000 subscribers. Basically, scripting is writing out what you want in the greatest detail possible with feeling. So I did that. I have my script and I'm reading it twice a day aloud. And as of right now, we started with 10 subscribers, and I'm happy and proud to say that we still have 10 subscribers. So we have not gained any, but we haven't lost any either, which is key. Obviously, 0 subscribers is not going to get us where we want to go. So last night I was thinking, how do I get the results that I want? And then Rusty sent me a video by Bob Proctor on the vacuum law of prosperity. So I watched that, and I did watch it, Rusty. I watched it in its entirety, and the next video it recommended had the answer that I was looking for. I have to change my paradigm. Right now, I'm getting the results that someone would expect to get when they're trying to grow their YouTube channel. But I need to change my paradigm and think like someone that has an established YouTube channel and knows that the audience is going to be out there for the content that they're creating. So, as you guys know, I have my script and I'm keeping it in my desk drawer. So every day I take it out and I read my script, but on the back of that now, I've added 3 affirmations. The first one I stole directly from Bob because he has the greatest affirmation out there, and then the other 2 I wrote on my own. And so I'm going to read them to you real quick. First one, I'm so happy and grateful that YouTube subscribers come to the Unscrewed Mind in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Second one, I'm so happy that the quality of the Unscrewed Mind's content increases exponentially day by day. And then the last one, I'm so happy that I get to create and do what I love every single day. So not only am I reading my script now twice a day aloud, but I'm also reading these affirmations twice a day aloud. And I'm going to use that to reprogram my paradigm to think like a YouTuber that has 1,000 subscribers. I also am adding one more thing to the mix. I made this amazing, cheap, inexpensive gold card, and on it I wrote 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to keep this in my pocket and take it with me everywhere I go. So anytime I put my hand in my pocket to pull out some cash, anytime I reach in there to get my phone, or anytime I accidentally touch my pocket, I'm going to feel this goal card and I'm going to think about how I'm reaching towards 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.
Matt and I may or may not have just spent over an hour trying to get the video feed set up how we wanted.
An hour and 27 minutes, right? Right. But who's counting?
Yeah, hour and 27 minutes. And then yesterday, when we were actually supposed to record the podcast, we spent over an hour as well.
Right.
So today's podcast is this just the perfect framework for what we've been doing. is
Mm-hmm.
is ignoring your current circumstances or reality.
Right. Right.
Um, and so it plays in perfectly to what we have to ignore those 2 hours and just try again. Maybe it's just a test of faith.
I failed it yesterday big time
I almost
when
failed today.
in a fit of rage I was like, it's not happening today. And I just logged out of everything and shut the computer. And then today I could definitely see, like, because the funny thing is like we couldn't hear each other back and forth, but we could see each other. And I know that we could see like the temperature rising on the other side of the camera as it was moving up to the
Well,
top. And I was just like, there's no way we're going to have the energy once this is all wrapped up to put together the sort of podcast that, or the episode that we knew that this was going to be coming into it.
well, the thing is too is you were frustrated yesterday with it, and I was frustrated with it today.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, last week was supposed to be our first video podcast,
Yep.
and the podcasting software that we're using decided to not record my video correctly, right? It like compressed it or something.
Yeah, it compressed it. It made you look like, and this is a really good description. It made you look like a 1980s movie, like the very start of it or the very end, how it would stretch that picture and make you make the character look super long. Like it took your shoulders and it
Yeah,
squashed them into like the size of your head,
yeah,
and then it took your head and it pushed it like all the way out of the frame.
yeah,
And long story short, it's unusable.
yeah.
Like it's,
But
I don't want that to be the first time anyone sees you, you know?
in the back of my mind, I really felt like that you were really questioning if you should just go ahead and post it that way.
I feel like
you,
between me and you,
you didn't come out and say no just then, so was correct.
between you and I feel like the video being up and being consumable is a benchmark that
Yeah,
we've been aiming for a long time. And
we
I
can't even.
wanted that win, you know, like I feel like it's a win for me and it's significant. It's for
Yeah,
us, and I wanted it. I wanted it, you know,
yeah, yeah.
and
No,
I'm
I
gonna
agree.
get it. I'm gonna get it. The best part is especially with what we're gonna talk about today, that reality already exists, and we're being like we're being pulled towards it. There's nothing that can stop it. I just, you know, I got to maintain the highest vibration possible so that it happens as soon as possible.
Yeah, yeah. That just what we went through on setting this up is a not advice that you need to go for like a nature walk if you're going to be
Yeah.
messing. And Matt and I both are pretty. I would say that we're tech people, so we're going to
Yeah.
throw that out there. A lot of computer equipment, a lot of phones, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
anything
A lot of
digital.
multiple operating systems, cameras were
Yeah,
tried, camera apps.
I mean
Um,
it's worth noting that I am wearing a pair of earpods, and
mm-hmm.
I literally probably have more headphones than 99% of the population at least. Um,
I think you bought Dr. Dre a Rolls
yeah.
at some point. Like
So
he's driving around a vehicle that's got your name on it, and it's
yeah.
like he's like, thanks, Rusty.
So anyway, yeah.
We tried everything.
This is
We tried everything.
these are hooked up, so I can hear right now.
Yeah.
uh, so anyway, today's topic, like we mentioned, is going to be, uh, ignoring your current circumstances in favor of thinking in the end of or as your manifestation is already complete. And how do you do that when things are going wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it really it tests your faith to the maximum. You know, me personally, I have an idea in my mind about how events will have to take place in order for me to get to the things that I want.
Yep.
And that's a limitation 100%. But you have to realize that the limitation is there, and you either have to reprogram your thought process or you have to accept that limitation and work with it.
Okay.
But so, what does ignoring your current reality look like? There's tons of great examples out there. One of my favorites is a Neville story. It's about a married couple that they wanted to have a apartment complex on their land. Have you heard this story, Matt?
No.
Okay.
No.
So they wanted to have so I can say anything I want then at this point.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just
And it came from the mouth of Neville.
So
let me hear what he said.
So if anybody's out there listening and I get something wrong, don't sacrifice me. I'm just getting the general story out. Okay.
Yep.
So they wanted to have an apartment complex on their land. They were towards retirement. They didn't have the financial means to build this apartment complex, but they continued to live in the end fact of that they would have that apartment complex on their land, and it would provide financial, income for them for years to come. And so they knew, looking at their bank account, they knew that they did not have the funds to do it, and they didn't know who was going to do it. They didn't know any part of it. They just knew that their goal, and they kept a consistent thought pattern going on a daily basis and talking to each other as if it was.
Okay.
So day in and day out goes. I can't remember the exact time period behind it. I'm thinking it was around a year. But a guy comes to the front door that is a builder, and he says, "Hey, I think that you need to put an apartment complex out here in the front." Like they don't share anything with anybody about this. They keep it to themselves. And I think that this is something so important about this is part of ignoring your current reality, is not letting other people in on what you want, because you're putting out there an ability for that person to doubt your manifestation. And I'm not saying it will slow it down unless you think that it will slow it down. But I'm just saying, don't open any doors that you can't close, basically. So back to the person, he comes to him, says, "Hey, I need you, I think we could build an apartment complex out here," that kind of thing. And the guy says, or they say back to him, they were like, "Well, yeah, that's something that we would really want to do. However, we don't have the funding for it or anything like that." And so they go to sleep that night. Same thought process. The builder calls them back the next day and says, "You know what? I'm going to finance all of it. I'm going to put the apartment complex in, and I want, you guys can pay me back with the money that you make off of renting it."